Hello, my beautiful ignited souls. Thank you for joining me. I am Crime Queen, and this is where I have fun with words and numbers. Well, numerology to be precise. So I'm hoping that you will find something here on this channel or in this presentation that will be of some comfort to you or some encouragement. And so we are delving into the how am I going to phrase this now? How best to phrase this? So I'm going to do a video on something I did before, and basically the video quality was not very good, but I think it's very related now to the state of our affairs. So I'm recording this on the 13th of April 2020. So that is 4 4. We could say 4 4 4. And so this is 12. And this, I should say, let there be light. And there was light. So this is the first phrase or affirmation or statement that was very profound in creation from the scriptures. So, in case you're new to this channel, this is a scriptural base or spiritual base channel, but it's all of the purpose of sense for our own evolution and self-love in particular, to nurture ourselves and to help us develop ourselves and to be ignited so we can be igniting other people as well. So this is the sole purpose of this channel, is to grow and feel that, and to feel light and feel motivated and to be a creative being, that which we all are. So yes, so I'm going to do this video on I've got several, so my brain is like although I try to write them down so I can have some sort of order, because this is what I'm working on now as well, order. And it's very important that we work on order right now, because that's the state of affairs that we are dealing with. Now, I'm trying to make the videos short, but I suppose I have to accept it's the content of what my deliveries are, and so I just go with it. So I'm going to call on Mother Eve, the spirit of wisdom, because Mother Eve was the wisest of all creatures. I'm going to call on revelation to reveal to us the deep secrets, because wisdom is something that you need to seek and to find it. I'm going to call on waters, because that's what reflects, that's our mirror. So when it first says, and the Spirit of God moved upon the face of the deep, I'm thinking the deep was waters, and so that was a reflection. It's like a mirror was happening, and so the waters then were able to reciprocate that movement. The two were happening. Two things were happening. Okay, so first of all, let's look at, I have just completed a series of, well, 3 or 4 courses, presentations on the word course, showing the course of life. And of course, as I say, it's all about life, and life equals 23. And I've always been trying to find a word that really explains life, 23 exactly. What exactly is 23? But 23 is life. 2 is where this unity and marriage and partnership and everything comes into being. And 3 is that very, very dynamic, magical. It could be negative, it could be positive, but 3 can really make you or break you. So we have 3, like in the tarot deck, is the is it the high priestess? Not the high priestess, it's the empress. And then of course, then we have, you could have 3 as the 3 of swords. is the broken heart where mind and body or emotions are, needing to be revisited, if you like, needing to nurse, to be nursed. So coming together, these two coming together equals five. And so five is really the number of change. It's number that it the positive to five is that it teaches you. It's the mouth. This is one word for, and I have got videos on that. It's the mouth, which represents the world or the womb from which everything comes from. So when it is said, let there be life, or from the, oh, let's see, I'll just get this as it is, as is. So let the waters bring forth life, that which has abundant creatures. Okay, I've got it. It's on 20 now. This is really so so wonderful. I'm trying to say what exactly I'm going to do this on to give it a heading. Okay, we'll stick to life. Okay, so it's and God said, let the waters bring forth abundantly the moving creatures, that which have life. So the creatures is that which have life. This would seem like our first representation of what we see as movement of life. Of course, movement was there already by the Spirit of God moving upon the face of the deep. And so this is on verse 20. This is why I'm like really excited about this, because I'm really seeing our working on 2020. This is the year things are happening, and we are talking about 444, today's date, which is the 13th. So 13th, actually I probably should just do a video on today's date, but let's just do this because the number 13 is actually the death card, and this is what I call the incubator, because death is like the door, if you like, of life and death, because where death ends, life begins. Okay, so and there's 4 and 2020 equals, so this is for a 12. Now let's write 12. I was going to do 1 2, which equals 3, but something tells me to do 12, which has Eve in it, because it's EVE. But what makes 12, or what separates, I'm hoping you can really see this. Let's just what really separates, um let's just get this. Okay, here we have the L between EVE, so we could see that 3, which is what I just talked about with 12, 1 plus 2, 3, and how 3 is so dynamic. It's got all kinds of, it goes from all positions, because this is 3. 3 would do this, and it would be an M, it would be an E, it would be 3, and it would be W, and then it forms a whole petal, 8-petal flower. So that would be 3, and that's how dynamic 3 is. So it's called a magic number. So I'm doing this, here is 255,345, and if we add this together, this is 912, this is 22, 24. 2 plus 4 is 6. Okay, so this is where here we could see that this would, when Mother Eve said, let there be light, and there was light. I'm going with this intuitively now, to be very honest, because things are just flowing that way since I've called upon Mother Eve and so on. So when Mother Eve says, let there be light, and there was light, I've done this before. Let there be light. So when we do the numerical value for this, which I won't do now, it equals 12. Because this is 1, this is 2, this is 7, this is 2. Okay, add this together is 12. 9, 10, 11, 12. This is 12. So here we can see, And it'd be interesting to know exactly what's happening in the world today. But I don't listen to the news so much. I don't have a TV, and so I usually just get things that are sent to me. But I believe that today has is a demarcation of something very symbolic. I believe something very symbolic is happening today. And if not in the outer or the external world that we all can see or know, I believe because it's with 13, it perhaps is happening quite secretly. And so, but when we say, and there was light, it will come into place because it has to come into the light. And there was light, A-N-D, and there we see the same, and there was, W-A-S-E. I want you to see the correlation with this actually. And there was light. It is very much the same exact numbers, 1, 11, 7, 11. This is the same thing which is happening here. Now, I must do a ritual today. And it would have been so appropriate. It doesn't matter because intuitively guided, it's perfect. But it means that today would just be very perfect day to do something, reflect, make a change, take on a new habit or bury one, and see that there is light, because this comes to 24, and the word 12 also comes to 24. So 12, this is really amazing. I believe that this came when Mother Eve says, let there be light, and there was light. Time, what we see as time, as 24 hours in the day, was birthed. And since we had 24 hours in the day being birthed, everything else had its point of reference, and there was life. So it's interesting now for us to also do the numerical value for 24 and see if it comes to anything like life. 20 is 8 and 4 is 6. So, wow, 4 is 6. I've done this before, I am very certain. But it comes to 14. I'm laughing because basically the number 14 equals Eve. And I'm saying that, well, it's, I have so many explanations. And so, but the number 14, which as well is the only number that I have come across when written, FURTWEN 6639255 added together 15, 15, 17, 26, 29, 35, 41. Here, it's the only number that reflects itself or turns itself that looks very much as it is. So 14 and 41. I am still feeling as if the body's, let me see, perhaps it's my glasses. Okay, perhaps not. Let's bring this a bit closer so you can see. Okay, so I'm just going to go over this. Okay, over this, and so it's live, and we've got the date which shows 12. Now I said 12 is 1 plus 3, but I had this intuitive guidance to do the word. And so the word has come to 24, which is 6. 2 plus 4 is 6. And then it's let there be light, and there was light. So we've done let there be light comes to 12, which reflects the word here. Okay, and I hope you can see that. And so it reflects the word, and so we have and there was light also is another 12, so that is 24. Now I just thought, okay, and intuitively I see that This is, okay, before let's put this away. So this is representing the time, the hours of the day, and so on. So there we are. It is written, or language. Our language is symbols, the sentences, the letters, the words, and numbers. Okay. And so 24 shows us that it is actually 14, 24. So 20 is also 8, which I have done a lot of things about 8 now, because 8 is the number of the template that is set. It's a set. It really means a set in this sense. But we also have two 8s because we have two creations. So here we have 14 really showing itself. So this is Mother Eve live, showing itself like this, coinciding with the very first word of the Bible, which is in in the beginning. So we have 9 plus 4 equals 14. Now I have done a lot of videos on number 14 because I think number 14 really is making its presence felt in a big way right now. And I'm feeling I need to do this, break down these videos in small segments, and hopefully you can get more essence as I go along, instead of trying to put so much into one and try to make it like on less time and so on. But I would like you to just get the essence of life here, as I did the videos on the course of life, which also meaning the word course. I'll just do this and end the video on here so we could see life is a course for us, COURSE. And within what is happening in our world today, whether it was the 5G, whether it is coronavirus, whatever is going on, we are part of a course. This is our life course, which has in it a curse. And the S's in these words actually coincide with the signature of Mother Eve, which is the serpent. Now, and then, of course, if you have a curse, you need to get a cure. But it has all been designed all in that course. As you can see, the course, when the scripture says, behold, I have given you everything. Now, I'm not saying to step on anyone's toes that, yeah, we were just given the curse, but it was, it's how we have, the perception we have made, or understanding that we have made of our world, is that we have taken on something that we call a curse, and then we have to find the cause, not the cure, sorry. Now we can see that in these two words, from the word cause, we have two S's here. Now these two S's are very symbolic of the medical staff or symbol that we have for medicine. So basically, you go to the chemist or the pharmacist and you see a staff with two serpents. This is a serpent, and then there's another one, another serpent. Okay, let's, oh, come on. I know I'm very creative. And so, okay, this is the serpent, one head, and there's another serpent. Okay. All right. So we have this. It usually has this but well, like this wing, the wing, I think it's called, in fact I wrote it down, the caduceus. It's the caduceus, yeah. So, and actually I did the numerical value for the caduceus is actually 5. This is so wow. Let's do this. Trying to get this like on a shorter video, but oh, the when it's flowing, you want to just go with it. Okay, so it's CAD caduceus, I believe. Yes, that's the correct writing or spelling rather. Okay, And okay, let's do. So this is 3 1 4 3 3 5 3 1. Adding this together, this is 9 and 12 and 15, 23. So this actually 2 plus 3 is 5. This is life. This is the intelligence that has been used in our world, and we have not taken time to understand that everything has two sides to it. So we have been given the illusionary side, or the shadow side, or the or whatever, one's left, one's right. And so this is why we have been offered, um it makes me smile. Okay, we have been offered the caduceus symbol, which reflects medicine, and so we are asked to seek this medicine. But the medicine, which is two serpents on this staff, tells me that, oh, okay, I'm gonna have to do this. Tells me that in the word curse, Course, we have one serpent here, and in the word curse, we have the other serpent here, which is reflective of the two sets of gods as 7 7 in the Bible. And then when we are able to make sense or come to understand or accept these two S's here, one's a curse, one's the through the course, but we understand their essence, or their effect in our lives, however, or what they represent to us. When we do that, as we see that the staff is really the two serpents, and when we get to see that, we have gotten the cure. So, and then it really means that we then have to acknowledge that we are the cure. We are the two serpents. We are the um, two sets of gods, because the two sets of gods are, we are the embodiment of those gods. So, and by the way, I keep, so it's the gods, the blessed God, the blessed God, the breathed God, the said God. Now, because this was written in numerology, we had missed it. In fact, I have not come across anyone else who have discovered this in the Bible, not in the way I have. They may say, yes, there was two sets of creations, or maybe even, I don't know, about 14 gods. I haven't come across it like that. But this is the 14 gods that I discovered in Genesis of chapter 1 and 2. So the blessed God, the brave God, the said God, the saw God. Yeah, so the God, the said God is the God of speech, the moved God, the God of movement, the God who made, the God who created. So this is the first God that we learned about. And the God who created has a master number of 11. Then we have the cause God. So the cause God is on 20. He or she is 20, because that's the numerical value of the cause God. The cause God is one, wherever one has showed, and the called God would be calling something. This is when an Adam would call something, and when there's a change, or for instance, when Jeremiah, or would it be Jeremiah, or say Abraham, and God called him and said, you shall no longer be called. So you have this call. So there's an additional, it's like one has evolved, and so you have become another, or you have become the magician. Now you could say you have become number one. So this is like Christ having been resurrected, not just dying and being buried, but resurrected. And he then in the resurrection he becomes the 14th God, if you like. He becomes he encompasses all these 13, that which was the represented by the 12 disciples and him at the table. But dying, this is why Paul says in the New Testament, I die daily. And this is dying daily. It's just like the serpent shedding of its skin. This is very representing the same story of Eve and being cast, or the serpent was cast in the garden. But what people have not really made the connection, that Eve was the serpent and Eve was in everything. The scripture tells us this so clearly. And God saw that everything he did, he saw it was good. But everything, meaning Eve, was that which existed before any event take place. So Eve had to be in everything. So we have the called God, the divided God, the ended God, the planted God, and the formed God. We also, yeah, the formed God. And all this together to really show you that this is a numerical construct. And really, that's why they said, do not take a letter or a dot or anything out of this. And it comes to 78 letters, which coincides perfectly with, and that too I hadn't heard, which coincides perfectly with the 78 tarot cards in the deck. That's the Rider-Waite tarot deck. It's 78 cards. I've also found other correlations with this, but let's stick to the context here. Which also has 22 master major arcanas. So the deck has 78 letters, and it also comprises of 22 major arcanas. 22, we are in the year 2020. This is 22. Now, I'm still curious to know perhaps what might happen in 2022 or something, but this is 2020, and this is very, uh, very symbolic, very it's not only symbolic, it is materializing as it is happening in our world right now. So it's the vibration of 22 is manifesting right now. Now, not only that, because it's like 4, like the 13, because it's like 4, so it's a planting that is taking place, just like the word death. There's a dying, and that is happening. So the word death also equals 20. And that's why when Christ said to Peter as well, upon this rock, the word rock equals 20, I will build my church. So the rock is 20, meaning that when something dies as well, it may seem like it has no life. It may appear to have no life, like a rock. But however, it's like somebody dies, they become stiff, But however, we know that there's the flip side to death is life. Here we are. And death and life, because 2020, that is 4, and life is 5, that forms the whole cycle of the course. So when we do the numerical value for the word course, it comes to 27. 2 plus 7 is 9. So that means that, as I say, we could see how these play out really well here. We are offered a cure, but basically what I really want to impress upon you, impress, yes, upon you, is that when we were given everything, whether it had that curse, we were already given a cure. And to really find that cure, all we need to do is really get down to the core. So I have done other videos on this. So, and we could see, so this is 6 letters. It goes down to 5 letters. These 5 letters coincide with Mother Eve, which is seen as the curse, the serpent. But the serpent is that which also bears the venom, if you like, that also can heal the sting of the serpent itself. So we can see how it's really offering life and death. It's really our job, our job, which equals 9, to work this out and get to the core of who we are. So this is really going to leave this as it is, and so we can delve in deeper in life's course. I hope you have enjoyed this, and maybe I should just go over this briefly and summarize what we've done. So basically, of course, yeah. So 12, I here, let's go. Life is 23. Life is 23. I think it's Michael Jordan or one of those who's into 23, and maybe he had worked out the essence of life before I did here, certainly. And people intuitively find their vibration, they intuitively understand what it means to them. It's like Darren Sammy has 88. That he used to be the captain of the West Indians cricket team, or West Indies. So basically, it was not just, well, the team, yes. So 8 plus 8. And I often wonder, does he understand the full impact of these numbers that he carries with 8 plus 8? Because that is really the symbol of Adam 8 and Eve 8. The two come together, 8 and 8 comes to 16. 1 plus 6 is 7. 7 is whole. So if we did the numerical value for the number 1, we would come with the number 7. This is really showing us how the 6 days of creation and the 7th day of rest comes in here. It is actually so beautiful. So there you have, when you understand that, you know you have everything within you to do whatever it is that you are meant to do, be, or have. Then here, for instance, okay, coming here, this is on the third verse of the Bible where Mother Eve says, "Let there be light," and we see that there was light. That "and there was light" is a direct correspondence as well, showing us how the vibration has matched the request or the affirmation or the spell. I call it a spell because this is the verbal thing that is, it's not the narrator giving something, and the Spirit of God moved upon the face of the deep and giving you all this. This is where it is, and God said, so the said God spoke, and God said, let there be light. It was very clever the way this Bible was written. It was not written just for the simple mind. There are layers for simple minds. So then it's like kindergarten, and you can stay there if you like. But now I think it is our business to delve deeper, to dig deeper. This 2020 is asking and requesting that you die of your things that don't no longer serve you and plant in the south. Plant in the south, because you're going down, meaning get grounded. Get grounded, be grounded in whatever it is you are doing. And being grounded means it is taking, decluttering the mind, go on a mental fast, do something that you'll be able to resurrect and into that 14th God that encompasses the all of the gods. So you can create, and this is where Mother E says, let us make man in our image after our likeness. So you can understand what this likeness is, and so you can create according to this likeness. So here we have, of course, we see, as I said, that's where time came in. Mr. Time or Master Time came in with 12 hours of the day, or 24 hours for in the day. Time here. It'd be interesting to do a numerical value on time and just see what this is. Okay, so this is 9, this is 11. So this is wow. Okay, this is 9 plus 9, 18, 19, 20. Wow. So time is 20. This is the first gift we could say that we were given, time. And so in 2020, let's use this time to really set that template, because the word 8 here, or the number 8, is representing the template, which is a set. The two sets of gods, the 7 and 7, the two sets of creation. Let's see how we can merge the different aspects. So you could say, okay, I want this hair and I want that hair. And if you think it is just one, this is why we have our left and our right side. This is completely exactly what it's meant by having polarities. It is the two sets of gods right here in this 2020 time is telling us that we need to take advantage of this era, this time, whatever is happening, that we can, I'm just seeing the number 2 here, and that we can begin to know to make man in our image after our likeness. Now, if you think you are not going to, this does not apply to you, you may have to lean onto the side of the artificial it's not coming. Okay, the AI. Okay, I'm getting tongue tied here because there's so much information coming. Artificial intelligence. I had to really make sure that I get it out. So and this too is coinciding with this is happening. So my next video is going to be showing how it is very important that we pay attention to our course, our life course, that the modules that we are going to be entertaining or taking is that we will be able to find the balance between the two S's, the two capsules, the two, whether it is the blue capsule and the red capsule, and because these are the colors the medicine comes in as well. Well, they come in different colors, yellow I think as well, but yellow I see as neutral, like the sunlight. And we have the cure. So by doing that, it is important we get to the core of who we are. Now, I'm going to take the liberty in really saying as well, and I have got videos on how I did this. I think getting down to the core of who you are through meditation, through affirmation, through monitoring your thoughts, monitoring your words. The word, of course, is Mother Eve word, because we have 6 here, and perhaps this is 6, when the said God, SAID, of course, is 6. So this is where 12, the said God is showing herself in 12. And 12 also reminds me of the first word. The first word, LET, is this is 3, 5, 2. Okay, so this is 10. Okay, and 10 is 12. If we do the numerical value for the word 10, it becomes 12. So I knew that that had to have this link. So here we see 10, which is seen as masculine and feminine. We could say on just looking at the numbers, which represents 3. 3 is in the middle here of Eve, EVE. So we see the L. L represents, has the numerical value of 3 here. And of course, T, I would say, is denoting the tree of life here. And I'm seeing the W is saying that you are to face your W. I did something on this already. So we are W. And it's like saying there are two sides of us. There's you and there's me. And you are also referring to me as you when you address me, and you do the same as me to yourself. So this is your W here. And this W also is showing us that it is also three, it is also M, it is also E, and this is very dynamic. So it's actually like more or less telling us through the wisdom of the tree of life of good and evil, the T, that we need to turn around. And in turning around, we call this this is the cause. And because of our disease in the process, we see it as a curse. But it's when we become, when we form, we get to form ourselves like the perfect M, the eight petal flower, which is M3EW. We see that we become very perfect. This is the whole. We are, this is what we are meant to express, that wholeness. The word whole as well is nine. And so we can see that life and death, as I said, 20, which is death is two. Yeah, so I did say 20 or 2020, but I did add it up in a way. But okay, let's just stick to two. And we see 2 plus 5 is 2 plus 5 is 7. So 7 again is saying that is a god, one of the gods, right there, the set of gods or the set of creation. And then we have this in twos, but we have two of these. So let there be light. This is 12, and another, and there was light. So one is commanding and one is acting. It's like holding this and writing with this. This is what it's about. So it's getting the balance right there, which reminds me, in the tarot deck as well, we see temperance as having the balance, as temperance is pouring. You know, this is getting the two hands working together, flowing, words, fluid, light, whatever it is. Okay, so I said I'm going to end this on the hair, and do join me again. And I hope you can understand why my videos are that length, because of the content or nature of what I'm delivering. And I'm really trying, trust me, I'm trying to make them a bit shorter. So do join me again. I really want to work on looking at Sophia, artificial intelligence, how that is impacting on us, because a lot of us have been taught to see it as the cure. And whereas we know we were given, this course has been given to us, and it entails everything we need we already have. It's really finding, going to the core. And I was saying earlier to meditate, and I feel yes, having your this is it's up to you, but I really feel that having your kundalini activated um, is a very beneficial thing to do. And I have got a video on this, how to activate your kundalini. I may have had something, or only activate your kundalini unless you want to meet with Mother Eve, something on, yeah, something to that effect. So kundalini, have your kundalini activated. But before you do this, which I had given some tips on that, you did go through the preparation of detoxing your mind, um, you know, really preparing yourself. I had rituals of baths and so on. And, you know, so basically, it's not something to just take lightly, although it's my practice of wanting to know myself more that led me on to this. So it can happen to some people almost accidentally, but why not get some, as much knowledge as you can about it, and then see if it's for you. Go for it. Yes. So thank you very gladly. And I really appreciate your comments, your like, and please share this. I know this may seem like far-fetched, that many people don't know about this way. It's in the Bible. Yes, I know there are many denominations and stuff in the Bible and so on, but we had been taught something and it had been hidden. And I know a lot of the truth is coming out. A lot of people are making references in Revelation, but it's right there from the start. We go back to the root. Go to the root. That's what Mother Eve is asking us to come back home. Come back home to the divine feminine. Thank you very gladly and stay ignited.